Hey guys, welcome to TWiGaME episode 16. So we got Ted, Ryan, CK, Chris, and Vanessa here, along with me, Alex, your host. All right, get your jelly beans ready. A Boy and His Blob returns to the Wii. This is by Big Boss X.
Next
So
topic.
When I was a
what do
kid.
you mean next topic? You don't like Boy and His
Oh
Blob?
God, when I was
No.
a kid.
I remember playing that Nintendo game. I did not
Remember the music?
get it.
No, I didn't get it either, but I love the music.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do you want to explain to some of us who haven't played it, like the objective of the game and how you go about it?
Well, if I can talk to the old style of the game,
Sure.
you had a number of jelly beans, and there were different flavors. You had tangerine, you had ketchup flavored jelly beans.
See, there you go. Munchies and food. Doesn't that make you hungry?
And you would
No.
throw a jelly bean, and the blob would eat it and transform. Tangerine transformed it to a trampoline. The ketchup was special. Actually, you could throw it in it was a ketchup. Get it? Ketchup, and the blob would catch up if it would fall behind. What other ones? A coconut turned it into a rolling bomb. Oh God, But it's just the memories of you had to solve puzzles. It was one of the first kind of games where you had to solve puzzles like that in a 2D scrolling environment.
Mhm.
It's back. It's going to be a little more action oriented. Like some of the jelly beans will transform the blob into weapons of mass destruction, like
Knives,
drills
nuclear
and
bombs.
saws.
The only-
But
And the
it
nuke.
looks great. If you are not excited about this game, I hate you. And
I am kind of partially excited about this because again, I've never played the old one, but I always wanted to. My mom was just like so broke that she couldn't buy all the NES games that I wanted,
let's hope the original shows up on Virtual Console. If it does,
or even as a pack-in with the game.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That
actually
would
a
be
good one, too.
awesome.
But the one thing actually I'm kind of been worried about, a lot of Nintendo Wii games have been coming up lately, and we commented last week about the controller. You have a classic controller for a reason. I really do hope a lot of developers really start using the classic controller as an optional way because, it's fun shaking that Wii remote and stuff, but, I rented Onichabara. I'm going to be renting Sonic and the Black Knight from what I've seen so far. It is a lot
Of
of Wii
waggle.
remote shaking here just to do your basic attacks, and that's fun for the.
I'm not even gonna comment on the motion that you're doing right now because
Oh come on! I'm doing.
well, why are you holding your hand like a fist?
It's Nintendo
I mean, really, you could go like this.
masturbation technique.
See, my hand is out in the open. My palms are flat.
So the Wii is worse than the Xbox massage game.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
You know.
getting back to the point here, Rio.
Yes,
Back to the point here.
please.
There is, there's a perfectly good controller here that a lot of developers, I think, are just completely missing out of. It's great that you have some games, and it works very, very well with, using that Wii remote and nunchuck. But I think it's really about time that I finally actually look. It's like, say, you can have your cake and eat it too. So for people who don't want to, developers who don't want to use it, that classic controller, it's there.
all right. Speaking of which, are we gonna close this topic down right now?
We're done.
Okay, let's move
Move
on.
on.
Speaking of which, Punch-Out details emerge. 2 control schemes: mandatory waggle controls and classic NES controls.
Awesome.
That just means
There
you have
you
to turn
go.
the wave bird or whatever
The
that's
Wiimote.
called
The
on its
Wiimote
side. The
on its
Wiimote.
side.
Yeah, you just turn it on its side. That's all.
No, that's exactly what
No,
it
this
is.
is important because when Bald Bull charges at you, you better hope that hit detection is going to be perfect because
Yeah.
you've got to hit him. Is it low left or is it low right? Someone's
Either
going to
one.
correct me. No,
It's
it's
an
has to be one or the
uppercut.
other, not
It's-
either one.
Oh, really?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, not either one. It's low left.
It's low
And-
left, yes.
And if your nunchuck didn't recognize it as being thrust forward,
You're fucked.
yeah, I did it. I punched him. Fuck you, Bald Bull.
Yeah, the nunchuck
I'm just going back to
sensitivity
GameStop.
is.
I'm just going to get my
You know-
$15 for it.
You know, it's kind of weird because like I almost thought that the reason why I like Street Fighter because it resembled like Punch Out so much because like all the timing and stuff that you got to do. Combos are obviously different, but still, dude, isn't that like that is still one of my favorite games like of all time?
And so it'll always be Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
Who was the replacement?
Mr.
Mr.
Dream.
Dream.
Not a good replacement. Did I tell you guys the story about like when I bought like Super Punch Out in the Philippines and how it got totally ripped off?
No.
Basically, the story goes, I basically bought Super Punch Out in the Philippines, right? Great copy of the game. Played through all the way through. The Dream Circuit never unlocked. Never. I perfected everything. Like basically every single requirement's everything. And I discovered years later, when I'm now in the United States surfing the internet, there is a leaked copy of the beta of Super Punch Out that did not have the Dream Circuit. Up to this day, I have not replayed an actual version of Super Punch Out and been able to officially beat the game the way that it should be beaten.
No, but it's still very
So
good news.
since it's coming out in May, my birthday's in June 1. You know what to get me now. Yeah,
You'll
Beanie
get
Babies.
7 copies.
7 copies. That's too much.
I'm gonna get Beanie Babies.
Anyways,
I like Beanie
let's get back to the topic. What do you guys think? Come on, it's Punch Out.
I think it's great actually. For God's sakes, actually, just even hearing the actual optional controls, because waving that nunchuck, in games like No More Heroes and such, it drives
Or
me nuts.
refit boxing.
Yeah, because the sensor is a lot weaker in the nunchuck compared to the Wii remote. So imagine the delayed reaction of the Wii remote times it by 2, and that's what you're going to be getting with the nunchuck. You damn well bet I'm going to be playing classic
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah, I would too, because if it's anything like Wii Boxing, you'll try and get every single thing absolutely perfect, and he'll still tell you that you got the lowest score possible.
Although I will say this: if we have to do short dragon punches to do uppercuts, I might reconsider.
Hey, start button for like the star punch. That's all you got to know.
I'm gonna have a controversial opinion here. I don't care about it.
Really?
Here's the thing. How do you beat Bald Bull? You throw a low left when he charges at you. How do you beat him in this game? I guarantee you it's probably going to be the same way. So unless they have new characters, it is going to be the exact same way you beat all these guys. And if it's a game about rote memorization, it's going to be fun for a one-day rental.
Could be, but I'll say this. Although the idea of punching the way you do in Wii Boxing is good. I mean, it's all fine and dandy. I'm glad Nintendo acknowledges that they don't always have to do the Wii gimmicks on their titles, and sometimes it's just best to stick with the classic control scheme. And that's the lesson that I think we ultimately learned from this is,
Yeah, but I kind of agree with Ted here because like if you already have Punch Out available for the virtual console for like a much lower price, what would be the incentive of buying a full-on version, like a $50 version of that game
I'm not
with
saying
better graphics?
I'm not saying it's the same game, but from the trailer, I mean, they show how you fight King Hippo. It's literally the same way it was
Right,
in the
right.
NES. Punches open mouth.
Yeah,
And then-
the one thing we
exactly.
hope for is what they do with what they did with the Super Nintendo version was they create new characters. So if anything, that's the one thing we're gonna be hoping for is a new lineup. We're gonna have some favorites stuff like Glass Joe, as the first guy you fight, and then hopefully we'll see a
Von
whole new
Kaiser's
list of
gonna be
characters.
there.
Von Kaiser. One thing I liked, if you notice this detail, if you dodge a punch and throw an uppercut, while they're in mid-motion, their face changes and their
Yes.
eyes go wide. It's similar to Street Fighter 4. If you ever know Street
Yeah.
Fighter 4 and you throw an Ultra, their eyes start going, crap.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's just done to much better effect in Punch-Out for
The
the Wii.
only time that I got pissed off with Punch Out is when they made Dragon Chan for like the fucking Super Punch Out.
Oh god,
What?
he's so easy.
But no, it's not the fact that he's difficult. He fucking kicks you.
He's
It's
Bruce
a
Lee.
boxing game.
He's Bruce Lee, dude. The Heike Kagero hits you with his hair.
It's a boxing
He hits you
game.
with his hair. Hair's not a fist. It's hair. It comes from your head.
Okay, none of that should be in the new Punch Out. Maybe more interesting characters, but not like people who can kick you or basically like use their hair against you. Agreed?
Oh.
Like that one guy at the end of
always
Super Punch Out, Nick Bruiser, he like
kickboxing.
breaks your arm and then punches you.
Kickboxing is not boxing, damn it. This is not the fucking UFC.
I bet if you were to actually be able to kick them, they'd call a foul line.
Exactly.
But you can't because there's no button for kick. There's only one and
You
two.
must follow the rules.
There is no 3 button on the Wii.
I know. All right, let's move on.